Hello, fanboys and girls, and welcome to the Fanboy Fight Club podcast, brought to you by Media Junkies, where every Tuesday we grace your ears with either a new or classic episode. You can find all of our previous shows in our archives. All you have to do is just search Fanboy Fight Club on your favorite podcast app. Now, this is our flagship podcast, but if you like the sound of our voices, we have 3 other podcasts for your listening enjoyment. If you love video games, you can check out Jarmar's new Why Are You a Gamer podcast. He has 4 episodes out, and they've all been really great. If you are like Mike and I and love you some pro wrestling, you can find us along with our buddy Kevin on the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast. We just recorded a new episode on Saturday. It was posted on Sunday, so check that out. If you are a fan of the Division 2 and really enjoy going rogue, you can find tons of info on that game and archive episodes of the Rogue Agents podcast, and that features Wes and Jarmar. If you're using Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. You can also leave us feedback on our Twitter or our Instagram at Media Junkie Vids. My name is Jason. I have the pleasure of hosting the show. It's time to introduce you to the other fanboys. Then we're going to enter the ring for the main event. That's where the Fight Club part comes in. We have a full cast of characters on this week's show. First, the man who co-started Media Junkie and is allergic to private PlayStation Network parties. Wes, how you doing, man? What's up?
All right. First off, private PlayStation parties are the most inconvenient fucking things in the world. Nothing worse when you guys are in the middle of a game and I get on. I'm like, oh, I'll just join the chat so they know I'm here. And I'll say, what's up? Good luck to you guys. Hope you win. And there's no goddamn party there. So then I sit there in fucking awkward silence. Like, well, I hope they invite me when the game's done, because how do they know I'm on? They might not even know I'm on. So fuck private PlayStation parties. I won't join them.
I mean, there's this thing where, you can text the people.
Moving forward, I will
and
not join
then
them.
accept the invite from them.
Nope. I'm moving forward. I will not join them.
You won't even join them when they turn public. So next, we have the man who wants to know why you are a gamer. Jarmar, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing good, and I appreciate your attention to detail, Jason, because I am on episode 6, which is going live tomorrow. So thank you.
Oh, cool. 5 episodes. My bad.
I appreciate it.
My fault. And what's funny is I've listened to every single one of them, so you think I would know.
I believe you were on episode 4, and you just stopped after that.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I thought it was episode 3. Oh, well, anyway.
Yep.
All right. And then we also have the man behind all the Fanboy Fight Club social media accounts. Jake, how you doing tonight? In the cityscape background.
What's up? I didn't got shit going on.
All right, cool.
I got nothing to say.
All right. Nothing to say, Jake. Got it. All right, and then finally, one of my co-hosts of the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast and the person behind all the great graphics that you see across the Media Junkie platforms, who also sells T-shirts available for sale on tpublic.com. Get yours today. Michael, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm great, especially the fact that I'm on a top 50 wrestling podcast.
Hell
Suck
yeah.
on that dick.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, before we get into the main event, we like to...
Is that out of, 60 podcasts?
No, it's
I just assumed there's only 50.
Time, Jake.
At one point in time, we were number 47 on the Apple Podcast Top 200 under the wrestling category. If that makes sense.
That's pretty impressive.
Suck it. That's Apple. So. That's official, bitches.
That is official. So, and shout out to my man Smart Henry, aka Stacks the Homie, who pointed that shit out for me because
it's your terrible host and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm a little busy too, but anyway. All right, so this is the point in time where we like to kind of talk about things that are going on, what we're doing, what we're playing, what we're seeing. Anything anybody want to bring up tonight?
Nope.
And crickets. All right, cool.
I'd like to bring up that episode 6 goes live tomorrow.
Great. All right. Episode
so
6
does the Gimmick Minute Wrestling Podcast. Top 50 out of 200 on the Apple Podcast for wrestling.
Well, that went live the other day. And actually, tomorrow we're in the future, so yours would have gone live tomorrow, which is Monday, which would be yesterday for the people listening to this show on Tuesday.
Yeah, so if you're listening, go listen to Why Are You a Gamer yesterday.
That's right.
I'm excited to hear that one.
Not confusing.
I am too. Every episode's been really good so far, so I'm been enjoying.
I hear episode 2 was the best.
No, I
I'm
was
glad I
actually
could
gonna
make
say
this.
Episode 1 was the best.
I'm so happy to make this segment all about my show.
I know,
you.
right?
Thank you.
So I
Episode
mean, really,
2 sucked though.
Episode 2 was great. You go fuck yourself, sir.
I don't know. The guest that was on there sounded like he gurgles cum.
You know, like
Well,
the
you
guest
wanna hear
number
some
1 actually
surprising
gurgles
stats?
cum.
No, I don't want to hear any surprising stats. Thank you. Let's move on. All right. Let's go to the main event.
No. Did I
Episode
hear
is
more?
Jake.
Listen. What?
No.
It's time for this week's main event.
That's some bullshit.
my God. All right. So just hop into the main event. Nothing else we want to bring up, talk about.
It's because everyone
No.
in the orgy house listens to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's no one
crazy.
left in the
That's how
orgy
it
house. Everyone moved out, even his wife.
Hey now. Low blow.
Wow.
Still
right,
married,
right.
by the way.
That's gonna be. That's gonna be.
Yeah,
another
didn't say
podcast.
she left you like the marriage. She hasn't left you physically.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah, well, new jobs tend to do that until I can move down, so it happens.
And segue.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. I'll try
Hard.
to segue that into the main event. Hard, yeah. I can segue hard. Anyway, all right. So it's time for this week's main event.
Can I? That you can segue hard, and I said, so can I.
Oh, okay, cool.
Jesus.
All right, so it's time for this week's main event. So we thought we'd change things up a bit this week. Jake, can you please mute yourself? Anyway, the fanboys are going to argue over someone else's behalf, basically. So there's been a debate on who should take over as the next Wolverine now that Hugh Jackman has moved on. So the fanboys competing tonight, it's going to be more about who should replace him. So instead of kind of our normal format where we pick like a property, we're actually picking a person and we're going to argue for them. So each one has chosen an actor that they think should be the next Wolverine.
Or
Of
actor.
course- Or yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
going
of course-
X-23, I like it.
Jamar didn't get a chance to choose because Jake and I picked for him because Jamar is the bitch of the week. So here's how the main event works. All fighters are given an intro round to bring up the topic. They'll be given a 30-second fuck everybody round, then a 30-second defend round, and a final round, not really timed, but keep it short and sweet to kind of wrap it all up. In between each round, we will be judging them, and that would tonight be Jake and I, and we'll be giving them points. So the goal is to get the most points and win, but the real motivation is to not be the loser, because the loser of the show will be the next bitch of the week. So the bitch of the week is our punishment. It's bestowed upon the loser of each episode. So since Jarmar is this week's bitch, if he loses again, he'll become the double bitch of the week. And if it happens a third time, he'll shamefully be demoted to judge and also be known as the unprecedented triple bitch of the week. And I know Jarmar is tired of battling in these, so he really wants a week off, and I'm sure he doesn't want that to happen. So I know we're really creative with those names, but we basically are a bunch of fourth graders, and this is what we're going with. So I'm going to throw it down to Jake, who's going to introduce you to tonight's contestants. So Jake, hit it.
Yeah, so this week in the Bailey Hoskins corner, we have Mike. In the Beak corner, we have Jarmar. And in the Jubilee corner, we have Wes. See what I did there? Those are like the most terrible X-Men. So there you go.
I'll take Jubilee.
But Jamar's supposed to be the bitch of the week corner, so you fucked it up.
Yeah, that's the same corner. Because that character is the bitch all the time. So
He's in the Brett Ratner corner.
yeah, okay, there you go.
I'm really glad you explained that because I had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah, they're all terrible X-Men. Like, Beak is the dude that looks like a bird that never actually, like, does anything. He just unfortunately looks like a bird. And then Bailey Hoskins is the guy who can only blow up once and then he dies.
All right.
And then we all know how terrible Jubilee is. So
Ironically, Jubilee is like one of the more popular characters.
Yep.
yeah,
Thank
she's
you.
terrible.
Okay. Moving on from that. Thank you for that, Jake. Really appreciate it. So, Jake, you are pretty much on your phone. Can't do like the timing or anything like that, right?
Preferably not. I mean, I probably could work it out, but
All right. I'll find a way to make it happen. So, All right. I got to do 5 things at once. Good thing I didn't take my Adderall today. Let's get this going. So we're going to start off with round 1, where you guys get your chance to make your case. And we're going to start off with Wes.
Did you mean to say Viagra or do you mean Adderall?
No, the Viagra I took, the Adderall I did not.
That's what took him 5 minutes to get the beer.
All right, guys. So this is a tough topic this week. Who is going to replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine? Hugh Jackman obviously was an unknown when he was picked to be Wolverine. He was an excellent choice. Turned out to be great. In every single film, he was usually one of the bright spots. Whether it was a bad film, you still had Hugh Jackman to back it up. So big shoes to fill. So I searched through a lot of people and was trying to figure out who could fill those big shoes. And I think I did pick someone that is definitely an up-and-comer in today's young actors. He's been in some great films, all the way from action to drama, and he's phenomenal in every single film he's been, and that's Taron Egerton. So Taron, I think, is one of the best actors today. He has an amazing range from comedy in the Kingsman movies and action in the Kingsman movies, all the way to drama. He's actually currently hot off winning the Best Actor category at the Golden Globes for his phenomenal performance as Elton John in Rocketman. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. You won't even know it's the same actor that's in the Kingsman movies. He's phenomenal. And like I mentioned, he's great at action films. Kingsman, the first one's phenomenal. The second one, not so much, but it still is a good action film. So Taron has the right acting chops and also the right body type, and he can add on muscles for the role so that way he can play Wolverine. If you look at Camille, who's in upcoming Eternals for Marvel, he was a scrawny little guy, and he was able to bulk up, and that guy's ripped now. It makes Mike super happy in his pants. Taron can do the exact same thing. Get nice and bulked for the role. He has that chiseled square jaw that would look great with mutton chops, so he'll definitely look the part. Before we did this podcast, actually about 30 minutes ago, I just Googled him and Wolverine together. And someone already made a fan-made photo of him as Logan. And it's fucking incredible. Like, I really want him to be the next Wolverine because I think he'll be able to pull off the aggression and he'll be able to pull off the acting for the role. And I would kill to see him be the new Wolverine in the MCU.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much for that. So next, we're going to move on to Mike. Mike, who you got for?
All right. So the person I chose is in definite need of redemption when it comes to superhero comic book movies. I mean, we've already seen Ryan Reynolds and Chris Evans and Ben Affleck all get their second chances and kind of blow it out of the water. So I think it's time that someone who played a really questionable Bane and a real 50-50 Venom get his chance to come into the MCU, and that's going to be Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, he's older, which Wolverine's older than everyone in the X-Men, including Charles Xavier and Magneto. He's kind of got that rugged look to him. He's not, like, ugly by any means, but he's definitely not, like, a pretty boy. And, most importantly, he's only 5'9". So, still not quite as short as Wolverine is in the comics, but he's going to be noticeably shorter than most of the cast that will potentially be next to him in the X-Men movies. Plus, I mean, even in those roles of Bane and Venom, he killed it. He's a phenomenal actor in everything he does. He definitely can bring the intensity. I mean, hell, when he was Bane against Batman in that final fight, like, despite the fact that he had a giant apparatus on his face, like, you could just see, like, the pain and anger that he was trying to pull off as Bane. And honestly, I think, like, there's already fan art for him as well out there with the mutton chops and the really weird Canadian wavy hair and even with, like, cigars and stuff. And, like, I think he'll pull it off incredibly. So Tom Hardy's going to be my choice.
All right. Short, sweet, to the point. I like it, Michael. All right. Let's move on to the bitch of the week. Jarmar, why don't you let everybody know who Jake and I chose for you?
All right. Well, initially I thought you guys were going to try and fuck me. And it kind of felt that way, actually, once you sent me the text message. I am here to present Shia LaBeouf, which initially I thought, like I said, you guys are going to fuck me. And I was gonna try and present this casting as like a joke or kind of make like a spoof of it, or say, hey, we're gonna make a Wolverine spoof movie. But the more and more I dug into this, I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? This is actually a pretty great call. So there's basically 3 reasons why I think he's good and he can actually play the role and actually should play the role. First, he's an amazing actor. He actually has a lot of range. I know a lot of people think of him of, good old Sam Witwicky, and he has grown so much from that. Actually preparing for this podcast, I watched Peanut Butter Falcon, an amazing movie that he showed so much range. It's just insane. Honey Pot, another film showing so much range as an actor. He also dives really deep into his roles, which is something that I think could definitely be used going into Marvel movies. But that's just like, he respects the craft, basically. So we have an amazing actor. We have the star power. Now, way back when, like you said, Hugh Jackman was casted, he was kind of unknown. But Marvel hasn't been really going for too much unknown talent. I mean, I guess to say what you will with some people like not Tom Hardy, but Spider-Man. I can't think of his name right now. Anyways, he was a little unknown, but we have some major films coming up and they're using major actors. I mean, Black Panther came out. We had Michael B. Jordan in the movie. We had it's more common now, it seems like, from DC to do that. So I feel like he could fill the shoes easily of Hugh Jackman, mainly because he has that star power. You say Shia LaBeouf, everyone knows who he is, whether it's from his internet fame with the memes or his early career. And then, of course, his second breath of career that he's having right now. Everyone knows Shia LaBeouf, hands down. That's my second reason. My third reason and last reason, he can actually pull off the look. He's 5'9", so he's obviously much shorter than Hugh Jackman, which is like 6'2". And he does have a really rugged look. If you're a fan of Hot Ones, if you watch that episode that he was on, first of all, he was slightly jacked. And then second, he had that rugged look of the beard. I know you can shave it up and get those chops and look amazing. But yeah, putting on the weight would be no problem. Disney has the steroids to do it. So he can gain weight for the role. But I have no doubts that he would be jacked out for this. So those are my 3 reasons. That's my case. Shia LaBeouf, as funny as it may sound, could definitely be the next Logan.
All right. Awesome. All right. All 3 of you did a great job on that. It's honestly kind of hard. Jake, you got some scores on this one?
Yeah, I do. I think they all did really well. And I totally could see any of these people playing them. But as far as, ranking them in terms of how well put together it was, and just the actor pick in general, that kind of stuff, I'm going to have to go West Jarmar Mike.
Okay. So I actually kind of had it a little bit differently. It's like I said, I thought all 3 of you did a really good job. I just thought the way it was presented was a little bit better. I'm going actually kind of complete opposite and going Mike West Jarmar. All right, cool. All right, so the next round is round 2, and this is the fuck everyone else round. So basically what happens in this round is each one of these guys is going to get 30 seconds to basically just destroy the other's Wolverines. So we're going to start this round off with Mike. Mike, you're going to have 30 seconds on the clock. And are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go.
All right, let's start with Wes. Taron Egerton, really? I mean, for one, he's way too pretty to be Logan. And 2, what is this, going to be the X-Men High School edition? He's fucking like a child. Like, how are you going to make him be this old, rugged Canadian dude? Get out of here. Also, him angry in Kingsman was weak as fuck, so I don't know what you're thinking. As far as Jarmar, I realize you can choose yours, but man, Shia LaBeouf, whew, that's motherfucking even Stevens. Like, how is this game going to work? This is some Fox Studio bullshit. I mean, you're basically just going to have Logan, the homeless psych patient.
Stop. All right. 30 seconds there, bringing a little bit of fire. All right. Let's go for Jarmar. You ready?
Yeah, that's cool.
Jamar? You there, or did he just
Wait,
disconnect?
did you?
Yeah.
Can
you're
you hear
up
me?
next.
Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh,
I can hear
okay.
you.
I was like, yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool.
you ready?
All right. Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. Jamar, go.
All right, first for Wes. So Kingsman and Rocketman, great films. But he kind of forgot about Robin Hood. I don't know why you forgot to mention that. Maybe because it was a terrible movie and he showed his acting chops in that. Again, Mike, you just keep making mistakes week after week, man. You miscast Tom Hardy. He would be a much better Sabretooth. Plus, fun fact, Shia LaBeouf actually knocked out Tom Hardy. That's all I have to say.
Oh, man, you had like 6 seconds left at that. You got nothing else, huh? All right.
That was easy enough.
That was good. All right. Wes, last but not least, you get a chance to fuck these guys. You ready?
Yeah, I'm not going to fuck any of you, like, sexually. So I'm sorry if you guys are going to be let down, but Jason set you up for failure there.
Love it. All right. Ready? 30
Yep.
seconds on the clock. Go.
All right, Mike. Tom Hardy's been in some great roles and is a solid actor. With that said, unfortunately, he's too old for the role. I know he's like an old rugged Canadian, but they're going to go with someone younger so they can milk them for the next 15 years. Wolverine, you can understand. I'm sorry, but you need subtitles for Tom Hardy. I can barely understand a word that he says in every movie he's in. Shia LaBeouf, I'm probably the biggest Shia fan here, and I can't wait to see him in Honey Boy. But he's a loose cannon. He's a liability insurance and a nightmare. Lewis Stevens from Even Stevens cannot be Wolverine. Plus, he will be drunk most of the time and probably in jail.
Stop. All right. Good job making good use of the time. So I'm going to start this one off, if you do not mind, Jake. And I'm going to give it to, I got to go Wes, Mike, Jamar.
Jake?
Jake, you there?
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I have it differently again. I really liked what everybody did and the points they tried to make. But I'm going to have to go Jarmar, Mike, Wes.
Okay. Swear we're not doing this on purpose. Okay. So moving on to the third round. This is the round where everybody gets to defend from the previous round. Jarmar, you're going to be first in this one. Are you ready to go?
Yep, ready to roll.
All right, let me bring up my clock here real quick. So we got 30 seconds left on the clock. Go ahead and go. Defend.
First of all, Mike, your attack against Shia LaBeouf being Wolverine is a 20-year-old TV show he did when he was a child. Come on, you're not even trying at this point. Wes, you know who had a drinking problem before they joined the MCU? Robert Downey Jr. Tell me how he turned out. I think he did fine. That's all I have to say. Your guys' points were really, really weak.
All right. Again, a lot of time left on the clock. Great job. All right, so moving on then, we got Wes.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, 30 seconds on the clock. Defend yourself.
All right, Mike. Taryn is too pretty. You're saying Hugh Jackman isn't pretty? Motherfucker, he is beautiful. And you also said he's a child. He's perfect for the role. Like I said, that's what Marvel's going to want, so that way they can milk him in a long contract for many years. You only naming Kingsman is pathetic. Learn some more about him or more movie history before you come try and argue with me. It's sad. Jamar, you brought up Robin Hood. It's a terrible movie. I haven't seen it. That's why I didn't talk about it. And I'm sorry that you're the only person in America that saw Robin Hood.
All right, stop.
It's okay.
All right.
I mean, thank you for making my point.
When did the third round become fuck everyone else part 2?
No, I'm defending what they said. I defended it.
All right. All right. Last on the clock for this time is going to be Mike. Mike, you all ready?
I am.
All right, Mike, go.
All right, this is going to be real short and sweet, 'cause just like Jamar said about us, I mean, this was real light this week. So, first off, Jamar, Sabretooth is way bigger than Wolverine. To ever think that Tom Hardy could be Sabretooth is ridiculous. Clue, that's Lee Shriver. And as far as West goes, too old. Tom Cruise is 57 and jumping out of goddamn planes every other year. And you're going to tell me that Tom Hardy at 42 is too old to play Wolverine for a fucking decade? You're crazy. Get out of here.
All right. That was good. All right, Jake, you want to go first this time around?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I do think it's funny that Mike was like, "Oh, keep it short and sweet," and then ran out of breath. But
he had 3 seconds left on the clock though. So
I know
kept it short.
that was time to breathe.
Exactly.
Man, this one's actually really tough.
yeah,
Shit, I'm going to have to go Mike Jamar West, I guess. I mean, they were all super close. It's not even like it's just kind of.
I honestly,
Yeah.
man, I saw it the exact same way, and it was really close. You guys all did a great job, but I agree with Jake. It goes Mike Jamar West for me as well. All right, so that's going to bring us to the fourth and final round. So this is a really important round, and it's a very close game so far. So, definitely you guys want to bring it strong, but this is where you get to kind of close it out and make your final argument for the actor of your choice. So we're going to start this one out with Mike. Mike, close us out.
Okay, so let's put this down to the bare bones. When you think Wolverine, you instantly think Hugh Jackman. But when you look at Wolverine the comics, you see a much shorter character, very rugged. You can tell he's got some age to him, but you can't quite figure out how old he actually is. And he's a pretty bulky dude. In some aspects, yeah, he's ripped, but in most part, he's just like this big, buff little midget who runs around stabbing people. And let's be honest, out of the people we have here, Tom Hardy fits that role perfectly. In Venom, we saw that with a little makeup, he can look real rough. So aging him a little bit to make him kind of the older member of the X-Men, way easy to do. We've got the fact that he's 5'9", and he's shown how buff he can get because he's played characters like Bane. And I mean, honestly, like he's just got that look to him where it's like if he walked into a bar, he's not gonna be surrounded by ladies like being like, oh my god, look, it's Taron Egerton, or oh my god, Shia LaBeouf. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, he could blend in. He just looks like a normal dude. And I mean, as far as his age goes, he's 42, and Marvel doesn't do the same movies every year, so they could easily stretch out 10, 15 years for a Wolverine career for him. And Marvel also doesn't like to keep these characters around for more than a decade at a time, like for the most part. So honestly, like Tom Hardy's the way to go. And that's it.
All right. So that includes Mike's final argument. So, Wes, what do you got for us?
Yeah, well, thank you. So, I've been saying it all night. Taron is 30 years old. He's the perfect age to take on a long contract with any film studio, whether it's Marvel or not. But he's perfect to slide right in, and he fits the role. He has the acting chops for it. Going through his entire catalog of films, he's a great actor. And maybe Robin Hood wasn't a great movie, but I didn't hear anything bad about Taron, which is good. He's great in Bill and Boys Club. There's so many movies in his repertoire that is phenomenal. He honestly hasn't been in many films. He's still young. He needs to take on a large franchise, and he's perfect for Wolverine. There's a huge fan base behind him. I know you're saying Tom Hardy is known, and Taron's not as known as Tom Hardy, which is right. I would completely agree with that. But there's a massive fan base for Taron online. You can just search his name in Wolverine, and it was endless upon endless websites that were brought up talking about him and why people think that he should play Wolverine. And I agree with them. And hands down, the best thing about him is the look. The jaw is phenomenal. That he would look great with mutton chops, and I can just see him as Wolverine for a long time. And that's my case.
Okay. All right. So, last but not least, our bitch of the week. This is your chance to get off the seat. Jarmar, what do you got?
All right. Excuse me. Me. So Hugh Jackman was no doubt an amazing Logan. He played the role for over a decade, and I think he really showed that you can take a comic book character and take it serious. He was that way from the very beginning, even when it seemed like directors really weren't. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that Shia LaBeouf will do the same. If you take a look at his second stint of his career, a lot of the past 3 or 4 films, he has really shown a real respect for his craft. Sure, he has a little bit of a troubled past, but if we were to let that get in the way of casting choices, like I said earlier, Robert Downey Jr. would not have been Tony Stark, and arguably I would say the most important figure in MCU. So Shia brought Transformers back to the screen, and I would love to see him reimagine Wolverine as well. So for the reasons I mentioned above, or earlier, I should say, I wrote that down in my notes. I believe that our little beloved Sam Witwicky would make an amazing Logan for the next decade and more. And that's all I have.
All right. Short and sweet. Love it. All right, you guys, again, all brought it this week. I like the format. I like the idea. And I thought you guys all argued your cases very well. So for that final round, I'm going to have to judge it. It was tough, but I really like Jamar's argument. So I'm going to go Jarmar, Wes, and then Mike. Jake, what do you got?
He's dead.
We
Phoenix
lost
got him.
I got hit by a car.
He got hit by traffic.
Yep, totally. No, my phone just went to the home screen, so I couldn't find the fucking unmute button. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have to pretty much agree. I kind of, thinking about it while you guys are doing your closing arguments, there's things I kind of wish each of you would have brought up, but, I'm not judging it based on that. But I'm definitely going to go, Jason's right. I kind of feel the same way as Jason on this round.
Okay. So, and I'm going to tally up the scores real quick. And then 7. So we had a really close game. We have Mike in the lead with 10 points, despite not getting any points in that last round. So congratulations, Mike. You were the overall winner to this week. And Jarmar was able to squeak out 9 points, which just beat out Wes, who had 7. So, Wes, you are now the bitch of the week.
I have some words here. It's well earned because I did not prepare. I was just waiting the entire time.
So can we just say that Mike needs to stop winning with the worst choices of the week? Tom Hardy's a fucking awful choice.
Fuck you. You need to just go back to being in Phoenix and being awful.
Tom Hardy is an awful choice, though.
Dude, do you know how many conflicts he would have?
He was already right now. You're trying to tell me that Taron Egerton, who fucking looks like Peter Parker, is going to be your Wolverine for the MCU.
Absolutely.
And your Venom, who's supposedly already getting put into the MCU, would be Wolverine too? You're going to make him play 2 characters? Because Sony's working on that.
Because guess what's going to happen? They're doing Spider-Verse, and Peter's going to be the only person who can hop between the universes.
Right, but it's still overall the MCU. If you see a guy that looks like Eddie Brock, and then he interacts with Spider-Man, and then Wolverine interacts with Spider-Man, and he looks exactly the same as Eddie Brock, come on, dude.
That's how the multiverse works. Do you not fucking read comics or watch any of these shows or movies?
Right, but he wouldn't have a different name. He wouldn't have a different fucking power. Okay, never mind. Tom Hardy's a terrible choice.
Regret not mentioning was his horrible accent that he tried to pull off in Venom.
Oh yeah, right? that oof.
And I
imagine him doing a Canadian accent. He can't even do a New York accct.
Wolverine doesn't even really do a Canadian accent.
I wanted to bring up Shia's redneck accents. He is.
Well, how about Mike saying that Tom Hardy deserves a second chance when this is actually his third?
Right.
I realized that after I said it. I'm like, oh man, really played that poorly, but no one called me out for it until now. So,
by the way, Jarmar, I did appreciate that you brought up that Shia LaBeouf knocked Tom Hardy out on the set of Lawless.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was wrestling him while naked, so.
Hey, Logan might have to do that.
Yeah, I can see Wolverine doing that.
Well, I mean,
now you guys
maybe in Weapon X.
All right, let's end this shit.
Yeah, let's kind of separate this little after the battle brawl that we got going on here. So, all right, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Fanboy Fight Club podcast. Here's a throwback. The first rule of the Fanboy Fight Club podcast is that you must talk about the Fanboy Fight Club podcast, which means make sure that you're interacting with us on social media at FBFC Podcast. Make sure you're interacting with us on Media Junkie at Media Junkie Vids. We are Media Junkies flagship podcast, but we do offer so much more. Like I said before, Michael and I are on the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast. You got Jarmar on Why Are You a Gamer? We got the Rogue Agents podcast featuring Wes and Jarmar. Mike even makes some awesome t-shirts that he does for Media Junkie and all of our podcasts. Mike, where can you find those at?
You can find them on tpublic.com. All you have to do is search Media Junkie, Gimmick Minute, Fanboy Fight Club, hell, even Rogue Agents, and it will take you to the shirts. You can click on the shirts and click on Vault of Personality, and it'll take you to my store that has even more than just our shit for the shows.
Awesome. Jamar, who you got lined up for? You said it's the 5th episode that you're posting. My fault for being incorrectly, but who you got lined up?
Yeah,
6, sorry. Five out now. Okay. The 6th is coming. All right.
So this is actually really special and unique because this is the first time I've had an actual person that I have never met on the show. So this was really exciting. It was really fun. I found out a lot about him, and it's interesting. So check it out for sure. We'll be live tomorrow.
Cool.
Or yesterday.
All right. And Wes, what can you find on our YouTube channel?
Bunch of videos.
Cool. All right. Check out all those videos at youtube.com/Media Junkie. And you can also interact with Jake on the Fanboy Fight Club Facebook page or tweet at him at FBFC Podcast. I won't make Jake talk because he's got that city background going on. So let me go ahead and close this out with a few questions. Will Mike give Tom Hardy a third chance? Will Wes spend his evening admiring Terra on Arrington's jawline?
Fuck yeah.
Will Jake start a new orgy house? And will Jarmar get revenge on us all when he's finally a judge? Find out the answers to all these questions and more on the next episode of the Fanboy Fight Club podcast. Goodbye, everybody.